and welcome to another episode of Into the Minds of Madness. I'm Scaredy Cat Paul McWhirter, and sitting next to me, horror movie aficionado, Mr. Chris Dicker.
Hello there.
How you doing, man?
Oh, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
Pretty good, probably the right word for it.
Yeah. We are knee-deep in Stephen King month.
Yep.
This is our second episode of the month. Part 2. And we just watched short story adaptation...
Riding the Bullet.
It was a favourite of both of ours.
Yeah, we love the short story.
Yeah, from Everything's Eventual, that compilation of short stories, if anybody's
that is a good
interested in picking it up. That's the one that also has 1408 and a couple of other gems.
Yeah, you might notice a trend, guys.
yeah.
But yeah, Riding the Bullet.
2004, so the year after Dreamcatcher.
Was that 2004?
Yep.
Whoa.
So that was the year after Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's probably 7 years before Dreamcatcher.
Yeah,
That's what
that
it
looks
like.
old as shit.
Yeah.
It
looked very 90s.
We generally just finished watching it.
Yep.
And I didn't think this was going to happen, but straight off the back from Dreamcatcher, we got another dud. We got another shitty adaptation.
Another really shitty adaptation.
Holy crap, this movie, man. Like, this is... You said it best before, like, we didn't have an emotional attachment to it, like we did with Dreamcatcher, but this is just a piece of shit.
Yeah. This one didn't floor me as badly as Dreamcatcher did, because I kind of expected it to. Apparently it had a very, very limited release.
Oh, really?
Yes, which makes a lot of sense.
No, they wanted no one to see this.
I mean, in Australia, it was definitely straight to DVD.
Oh, yeah, it had to have been.
Yeah, so...
Oh, my God.
Probably just one in a series of bad choices for David Arquette.
Yeah. Like, how'd they fuck up such a simple story? Like,
yeah.
It just, like, in his character, he could have done a good job with that, but it's... Before going too deep into it, it's like they rushed up the main part of the story. They filled it with padding and then sped it up the meat of the story.
Yeah.
This weird little bit. And
they kept trying to be deep about death in it.
Yeah. This is the film that didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
It had some source material and then just threw a bunch of shit at the wall.
This shouldn't have been an hour-and-a-half long movie.
God, no. This is a short film.
Yeah.
Like, not a feature.
No, not at all. So do you want to give us the synopsis on the back of... This is actually just a DVD, isn't it?
Yeah, just a DVD. Couldn't find it on Blu-ray or anything like that. And after watching
don't think you will be able to find it on Blu-ray.
I see why. I don't think there's a calling for this, for Arrow to release it Riding the Bullet on Blu-ray.
Yeah. So what does the back say?
Whoa. Okay. Oh, man. Stephen King has left a quote here. This is the best of the independent films made from my work since Stand By Me. Go see it. You'll be glad you did. Really? I'm trying to see if they misspelled his name. Like, if they just got a dude who didn't do it. It's got 2 P's or something like that.
Oh, God. Okay.
And...
Well, I thoroughly disagree with that.
Oh my! They must have been paid. So we got a quote from Stephen King. We got a quote from Frank Darabont, writer, director of the Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. Stephen King's Riding the Bullet delivers the shocks, but also something all too rare in horror movies: intelligence and heart. Frankie, did you watch the same film? I don't think you did.
I don't think there was much heart in that at all.
There was not a single shock. This should have been called Riding the Fake Out.
Okay.
This is just... Fuck.
Alright.
Okay.
That's pretty horrendous.
That floored me. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. October 1969. The Summer of Love, of course. Alan Parker is a struggling young artist whose work is haunted by images of death. His obsession with the dark side has opened a door, letting death literally enter his life. When did that happen in the film?
Opening a door?
Yeah, like I didn't realize it was he opened a portal to shitty Grim Reaper effects and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Trapped in a speeding car with the Grim... That wasn't the Grim Reaper DVD cover. God, even the guys who made up the synopsis didn't watch the movie.
No.
Trapped in a speeding car with the Grim Reaper, he must confront his past, his future, his demons, and his fears. The Reaper will not rest until it forces Alan to make a life or death choice. And if that didn't sell you on the movie, I don't know what would. Wow, they really talked the shit that one up. Oh, they got some... okay, they got some movies that the stars have been in, like Jonathan Jackson, who must have played Alan.
Yeah. He was in...
Do you tell me if you recognize any of these movies? Because I got maybe Zip. I recognize Tuck Everlasting, Insomnia, The Deep End of the Ocean.
Insomnia. Is that the... No, that's Disturbia.
Oh, you were right. Yeah, Erica Christensen, Swim Fan.
Swim Fan, yes.
The Banger Sisters.
I was a fan of that movie when I was
I don't even
growing
know
up.
it. Can't
I
picture
feel
that
like
movie
it
at all.
would look a lot like this if I
yeah.
watched it now. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It seems something that must have happened during that era of film where everything just looked kind of shitty.
Swim Fan wasn't a bad movie though. It's not a bad movie. Yeah, it's a thriller.
But everything had this kind of look about it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, It's still great movies, but for some reason,
it was probably slightly higher budget than this. I reckon it did look better than this, but it had the same kind of feeling all the way through.
Yeah. And then we got Scream, only the Scream trilogy. So this shows when this was printed. Eight-Legged Freaks, Ravenous, and Airheads. That's all David Arquette's. I don't often see that they put like 4 or 5 movies that they've been in. They're really trying to stretch.
Was he in the band in Airheads? Because it was Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser's Airheads.
Oh, Brendan Fraser's Airheads. Man, I cannot remember that movie.
Steve Buscemi, he's in it as well.
Was Buscemi in it? Oh.
Yeah.
Dude.
Maybe David Arquette. Maybe he is in it.
Yeah, but he does that kind of face to be in that kind of doofus rocker.
Well, I can't argue with the David A cover, so you know.
Yeah, according to them, he played the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. So
this will set you up of what kind of movie you're about to get into. Opening titles were greeted with a thumb hitchhiking.
Yeah. With
some bouncy titles and the most cliche 60s song you could get. That like
the Zombies, wasn't it?
Yeah, Time of the Season by the Zombies. It's like we get it. It's like in a Vietnam movie when they play Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater. It's like, we fucking get it.
Yeah.
You don't have to force it down our throats that we're in the 60s. But that's just like the beginning of the mess that is this film.
Yeah.
It doesn't know what it wants to do.
Oh, man. So, and he doesn't even start hitchhiking till pretty deep into it, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's all
like maybe at least half an hour in.
There's all this faff about his girlfriend and in art class with... every art teacher that I've ever met, talking down about you're drawing dark things, you're a dark person, you're going to create devils and you're not going to make any money or anything like that. And it's like, no.
Well, he didn't in the end.
He didn't in the end because I guess he's just a bit shit. I saw that painting that he was doing near the end there.
That's true.
The one with the car or the clouds.
Yeah.
Come on. That looks like something you'd buy like a souvenir store or something.
Well, so it started off with that. It wasn't really clear about why his girlfriend broke up with him or whatever, but then...
I didn't even realise that had happened until...
He was by himself on his birthday getting drunk and high in the bathtub and then decides to slit his wrists and kind of just accidentally nicks them as all of his friends and his girlfriend are coming in for a surprise.
Don't forget that there's the Grim Reaper walks into the room and bogarts the joint. And then
tosses it in the bath and they tells him to do it.
And the murals on the wall, the chicks start telling him to cut, and there's so much random nothingness in this movie. Pointless shit.
Yeah, just I feel like last episode we did Dreamcatcher and that was trying to fit a lot into a short time. Yeah. And this is the opposite. It's trying to pad for time.
Oh, yeah. They're stretching. Because, as we said, this should have been like a 20-minute short film. Like, to do the book right. This is... Oh. They did like the worst thing you could do. Like, they would show the alternate versions of the things that are about to happen.
Of things that could happen. Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
It just didn't stop every single situation. They had 2 or 3 alternates.
It was like the Wayne's World alternatings. Like they just kept happening, and it's like, it's getting too much now.
Oh man, that hurt. That really made this movie a struggle because, it wasn't even doing it in a clever way to subvert your sense of reality or anything like that. It was not. It was just how about we do this? Well, he's thinking it, you're thinking it, but hey, what about this?
Yeah.
Just destroys any sense of suspense or any meaning. It's just fun.
like at his mother's funeral towards pretty much right at the end. As she's going, as the casket's being lowered.
Yeah.
The casket opens and it's David Arquette's.
Yeah. What's his name? Was
again?
George Staub.
Yeah, George Staub.
Yeah, we got the usual fake out jump scare ending. 2 minutes before the actual ending.
Yeah, of him popping open the coffin and pulling him in.
Man, now I'm letting that movie sit in. Fuck.
Yeah.
This
and the whole time Alan's guy in the back, his angel or devil on the shoulder.
Yeah, when that first happened, his girlfriend, swim fan, breaks up with him.
Yeah.
And he then sees a vision of himself standing in front of himself, wishing him happy birthday, and he walks through it, and it disappears. And then it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It becomes a running thing of what would you call it? Guardian angel kind of.
Yeah, it's like his conscience.
Yeah. But it's physical, and it's there, and it's shitty.
Well, yeah,
shitty.
as towards the end as well, the driver ends up turning around. George.
Yeah.
Turns around and he's like, "Who the fuck are you anyway? You the angel or the devil? Why don't you shut the fuck up?"
I think that's then straight away. It's oh yeah, they're in a dream then, it's just cause movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was strange, wasn't it? I can't remember if that kind of conscience is in the book.
No,
is in the story.
He's thinking that's his inner monologue. That's the main majority of the book.
Yeah,
but it was never a physical entity.
Yeah, but that's how they. But that's the other thing. He spoke in his own head a fair few times anyway. So why didn't they just leave it at that? Or either completely commit to the personification of it.
It would have been much better if he was just going over it in his head and all that, and then you hearing, not him having arguments with himself. And man, I just can't get over how it's like they just decided no, we won't do it visually. We'll narrate it, but it'll be funny, clever, because we'll have himself doing it behind him.
That's so weird.
No.
And it just felt like a teen movie as well.
Yes. Once they just said it felt like Clueless.
It's like a teen movie except for the kind of discerning teenager, the discerning dark.
This the quick
introverted teenager.
Pissed me off was just those weird, sped up bits of footage. They're going towards the door and they spit.
Oh yeah.
They do that all the time.
Yeah.
There was lots of weird.
And it's aren't you trying to pad? Wouldn't you just slow it down?
Yeah. Yeah. Extend the scene, not speed it up to get to another shitty, pointless scene.
Exactly.
And there's plenty of them.
Well, what about when they show you the kind of the origin of George and how he died, and it finishes in that weird.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they present it they're about to talk about who George is and how he died, and then it goes to the Evil Dead Sam Raimi style of someone carrying the camera and it's bursting through the cinema, and it's but it's got upbeat music playing.
It was really weird.
And then it goes in and it zooms into the screen and it's George Staub right in the bullet, and it's him having his accident, and it cuts to it ends on his car wreck. Yeah,
his severed head in the back seat, talking to the camera.
Every Hallows Eve, George Staub will be back. Blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
What?
It was all over the place.
What is the only word I can describe this movie as? What?
So
How, when?
Yeah. So, and that's the third person he hitches with as well into the movie.
Yeah. They as you said, so obvious that they were padding for time because in the book he only gets picked up by the friendly old bloke who can't stop tugging at his balls.
Yeah.
And then it's straight to Starb.
And this one, he starts off with like a weekend hippie.
Weekend hippie, I like that. That was probably the only time I genuinely smiled
weekend
at
warrior. Yeah.
In this film, like, yeah.
So they have a car accident.
They
with flip his combi.
No, they just spun. Remember? And they
right. They just spun.
They did the looking at each other.
So he ditches that guy. Then he gets the old guy grabbing at his crotch.
But we then just before that we get a couple of nice pointless dream sequences. We can't go too long without a pointless flashback.
Yeah.
More flashbacks than fucking cutaways than Family Guy. This movie. Yeah. Oh my god. This is the one where he's drawing his mum, and she hasn't done the face yet, and then he has a flash that he's in the hospital, and he sees it, and she doesn't have a face.
Yeah, she's plastic. Oh god!
It's like it breaks so many rules.
Yeah,
it did 2 animal fake outs in like less than a minute.
Yeah, and then there was a third one that was actually a scary animal.
And then it got killed by a jump scare.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So it was, first of all, it was an owl flying across the screen.
Flew in front of him.
Then a rabbit jumped out behind a bush.
Yeah.
And then a wolf jumped out to grab that rabbit.
It killed that rabbit.
And then, it destroyed that rabbit. And then the wolf came to get Alan onto the road, and then it got hit by a Mack truck.
But just before that, we had one of the fake outs that pissed me off the most.
Another Forward to the Future where we got his throat ripped out by the wolf.
Yeah, and then it cuts to nothing, and then the wolf gets hit by a car.
He gets fucking hit by a car.
Oh yeah, there's a good squelch.
There was even that great early, like towards the start of the movie, the great crow splat.
But just before the crow saying, "What the fuck are you looking at?"
Yeah, what the fuck are you looking at? And then Alan snaps out of it, and then suddenly a car comes and just totally cleans up the crow.
Oh man, this movie has exhausted me.
It's like, batshit, isn't it? It's just
batshit is correct. Like the music was probably the thing that pissed me off the most.
Oh yeah, it was all over the place.
All over the place. You start with a '60s cliche song to set the setting, but then you get like grunge riffs.
Yeah.
And then a couple of times there was some metal ones, and then there was then back to some '60s songs. There was one where they're in a chase, and like this weird kind of rock metally riff is happening, and it stopped, and it cuts, just stops. Like no fade away, no other sound effect or anything like that, and it starts back up again once he starts moving. Like so badly edited. Oh my goodness, they just didn't fit.
The music that was playing when they were showing George's death as well, like with the car wreck and stuff. The music playing in that was like, it was like circus music.
Yeah,
like it was really weird.
I don't know what it was trying.
I think
I've
said weird a million times this episode, but it's just.
Well, I can't wrap my head around this. How can you get this from Riding the Bullet, the short story? Where did you get all this shit from?
And they only really touch on some of the reasons why it's all happening. Like, and it's just
it's long, even though it's an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it was longer than Dreamcatcher was. Yeah, but Dreamcatcher felt like it was shorter than this. Yeah, this felt like a slog. This
was a slog. It's fucking just boring. Characters are stupid. Our main Alan pissed me off to no end.
Yeah,
like for some reason they're at the whole like the talking about
his
choice.
Facial hair pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like either shave it, bro, or grow it out.
Yeah,
make a decision. You can't just have fluffy bits everywhere.
Yeah, that turns me off.
There's that bit where he's talking about the question, like the decision, and they're getting close, and he wants either your mum's gonna ride the bullet or you're gonna ride the bullet, and they end up at Thrill Village.
Alan jumps out of the car.
He's there, and he hides in the one place he wanted to take him. He hides in the fucking roller coaster in the carriage. And then, it why? It goes on the roller coaster. He goes around, sees all these dead people with him, visions and shit like that. His friends are dead now for some reason.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and leaves and gets captured again. Thanks, movie. I'd like that 2 minutes back.
And then when he does make a decision, George just kicks him out of the car anyway. Just throws him out.
Did that happen in the book?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, he did.
I couldn't remember if they crashed or they actually...
Yeah, he does get thrown out. Yeah.
So there are moments where they stick to the source material, but even then, they just don't do it right.
No, I think it just goes back to the freaking padding.
Yeah, that padding ruined it.
Just overdoing it.
Like, I can't forgive some of these things that they did. Like 3 fake outs in a row is too much. But
I agree.
I feel like just like lying down and crying. Like I knew this was going to be bad, but I didn't
expect it to be this bad.
What did I do? What did I?
Like even just having a name like David Arquette in it was maybe like, oh, well, maybe they've got enough money to be able to pay him and do
I was thinking
right
maybe this is the one that like people forgot about. He gave it his all, and he's the only good performer in it or something like that. And like the whole one of my favorite.
I mean, he wasn't too bad as George. He wasn't too bad.
I think it was he's right. It was what he was given.
Yeah.
It was definitely like the people in charge. They just didn't give any fucks.
Yeah.
Like my favorite part in the book is the first few moments when Alan's in the car, and he can't put his finger on what the smell in the car is.
Yeah.
And just that slow realization that something's off. Here, it was just like, just shoved in your face and got out of the way really quick.
Yeah.
And that was that should have been the main thing. That should have been a shock to you, as he has a cigarette and the smoke comes out of his neck stitches and stuff. And now here, it's just like, oh no, he's dead. That guy's definitely dead. Says his guardian angel, him.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Riding the Bullet.
But they did say at one point, oh, it smells like formaldehyde. That's what it smells like. I swear that they mentioned formaldehyde in the book.
Oh yeah, but not till ages.
Yeah,
it's not for a while of him trying to figure it out and getting little hints and the suspense in it. There was a lot of suspense in the story.
It's like there's your padding right there. But I guess at the same time they had to be like, oh, what's the point? It's just a third hitchhiker like riding that car that we've seen a couple of times. Who cares? Like, and we've got to get to the point that he's dead real quick. So they just like skip over all that and say, oh, well, you've pretty much just like ran through half the story.
Yeah.
Like, by jumping straight to that.
And was it set on Halloween in the short story? I don't remember it being set on Halloween. It might have been.
I can't remember.
If they tagged that on, they didn't do a good job of doing anything with it.
No.
Like,
actually, no. I think it was set on Halloween. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's still like they wasted opportunity. Like you have a movie set in Halloween. Do something with it visually. Like decorate. They did a little bit, but just to me, it felt. I don't know.
I get at the start with the trick or treaters and stuff like that.
Just in general, just the general atmosphere of everything. Like, it just felt like too little. It's like I don't believe it's fucking America. Halloween is one of the biggest things over there. Like,
I guess you do see like like I said, the trick or treaters at the start.
That's
and
what
stuff.
I mean.
But then he's out on the road, so it's like you can't really expect to see that much.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like Critters 2. It's just like it's in Easter, and like some movies are just on a holiday.
Yeah, they don't necessarily reference it. Yeah.
So that was just me.
Well, I mean, I guess the story isn't even really. That's why I can't really remember if it is on Halloween or not, because I don't really overly do it at all.
Yeah, no, it just from a visual side of things, it would just be like, that was a shame. I would have liked to seen a bit more if they were going to do it. But that was me just grasping for anything that I liked in this movie. Yeah, I just thought, I like Halloween. Maybe there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing here for me. There was that creepy scene with the kids on the bus. Yeah, with the weirdly lit bus for some reason. All the lights are underneath them.
Yeah, it was that was strange looking, wasn't it?
Man, dream sequences don't make clever writing. Doesn't make it a clever scene.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because it's complicated doesn't mean no. Oh man, I just can't. And things that should be easy were done so badly. Like when he smacked his head on the grave.
Oh yeah, that just looked strange, didn't it?
He got straight back up again.
Yeah.
hit his head, jumped straight back up. Like no dizzy, wobbling or anything like that. And I was like, oh, I'm totally fine. It's just a bit of concrete to the skull. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And got kicked when he got chucked out of the car too, and like it looked like he jumped over the moon.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he went past the moon silhouette like E.T.
Yeah. Pulled a shitty E.T.
Yeah. Well, that movie was just pretty bad. Like I don't really have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, we could just keep ragging on about how just how awful this was. This is not even like a so bad it's good movie. This was just bad.
No, yeah, it was bad.
I understand why it was so hard to get this thing on DVD.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants it.
That was a shame.
That was a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Like that should have been on an episode of like Nightmares and Dreamscapes, one of those anthology ones. Like that shouldn't have been a feature.
No, that was
way too short.
Quite frankly, terrible.
And we're about to see, which I hope, like nostalgia treats me right with 1408. But that one was a very short story with nothing that happened in the movie happened in the book. It was like kind of like the book stopped when it things started to kick off, and he was like, "No, whoa, too much, I'm out." The movie just kind of continued on with that, and it worked. Padding done correctly. This was just like, we better put the story in. We've got the rights to a Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
You got any other scripts lying around? Let's push them together.
So, like, instead of this one not even padding out the story, they just padded for time.
Yeah.
Whereas 1408 continues the story.
Exactly.
A bit more.
They developed on it and made something bigger.
Goes a bit deeper.
Yeah, that would have been better if they actually did something more with this. Like, I feel like maybe because like they didn't deal with his choice properly. I didn't like that he turns around and sees him there, and that we get two fake outs, two different doctors. One's telling him that she's dead, and one's telling him that. I loved in the book that it was his punishment for choosing his mother to die was the fact that he had to live with with that choice, knowing that he chose himself over his mother. And I felt like there was just no weight in it. Like, it just didn't have any effect.
Yeah, and
that's something they could have really brought home.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she survived another 3 years or something in this, right? Is that
same
how
in the book?
it was
That was same in the book,
it?
but it was just felt like, we're at the end, we'll just do the exact same thing. And you can't just all of a sudden stick to the storyline when you've thrown in all that, like, the fucking Grim Reaper. Come on, that pissed me off so much. When he walks in, there's fucking Pantera dive bombs.
Yeah.
The dive bombs alone made me want to turn this movie off.
Yeah.
You're in the 60s. They hadn't invented dive bombs yet.
Yeah. Hard to watch, right?
I was.
I definitely won't be watching that again.
I genuinely was falling asleep. Such a shame. So that's a pretty good start at Stephen King month. What do you think?
Yeah. First two are fucking absolute duds.
Yep.
So what else we got to go? What are we on next?
Well, we're on a goodie. I mentioned it before, 1408.
1408's next? All right.
This one's going to be good. This one, I promise you.
Okay.
Fuck.
So we got 1408.
1408. Then
Christine,
which is the John Carpenter film, 1983, I believe. I remember liking it, but I feel like this one, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be a little bit boring, I think.
Okay.
I just can't remember it. I remember pieces of it, but I do remember my younger self being bored a little bit.
Okay. All
but
right.
Fans said this. One of us, it was going to be Creepshow or Christine. I remember you asked someone, and a couple of people voted for Christine.
Yeah.
So it's on their heads. Okay. If we're bored and we get to sit through another bad Stephen King
So we're going
movie.
to see how this one goes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then we've got It.
It from 1990.
So the original. Yeah.
Yes, that was.
I'm excited to see.
Me too. I'm excited to sit through that one again.
It's.
I've got a handful of movies that I have to stop myself from watching because it's ones I can just put on at any time.
Yeah.
I was that's one. because I just know it's just too big of an investment. 3
That's
hours
true.
is way too big.
Yeah, yeah.
I do that with the original Assault on Precinct 13.
Okay, yeah.
I was, I want to watch a movie today. And it's always like the first one there.
Yeah.
Today, no, Chris, you can't watch that every day. There are other films to watch.
All right, cool. So we've got some pretty good ones to look forward to.
And then we'll be finishing it all off with the remake.
Yes.
Yes.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. Yes.
It's going to be fun.
Be good.
It's going to be fun to go to and record. And
yeah. I'm now, like, after the last... I'm not going to watch any more trailers now. I know they'll probably release a couple more bits and clips and stuff like that, but I'm done. Because I didn't realize how tall the Pennywise is in this movie, in this remake. That, I'm excited for.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that. We don't want to get too excitable but when it's still only like 3-4 weeks away. So.
Yeah. Who knows? Something might happen that just changes everything.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? We
Mm.
never know. All right, well, we might as well leave it there, hey?
Would you recommend it?
Never.
Never.
I would easily recommend the short story though.
Yes.
You can probably finish reading that within the time that this movie takes.
That was a quick sitting, that one.
Yep.
And you'll have much more fun and end up with a better story.
Yeah.
And an actual scary story. Oh, can we please get a scary Stephen King adaptation?
Yeah.
Even Pet Sematary and some of the others I look back, they weren't scary. Scary ideas.
Just can't.
Well, as we dive further into the Stephen King
into the oeuvre.
We'll get these questions to these answers.
Yeah. Hopefully we find one.
Will we find the perfect one? One day will we find the perfect Stephen King adaptation?
Maybe.
Ooh, that's a quest.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe it already exists.
Maybe it does.
But we do know we can tick this off the list.
Yes,
this is definitely not a contender.
This was not a contender at all.
Compared to Dreamcatcher, which one could you watch? If you had to choose one, watch it one again, which one could you do?
Dreamcatcher, because it's over quicker.
Yeah.
Or it feels like it's over.
I love it, the 2-hour movie is over quicker.
It feels like it's over quicker than one that's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Maybe
what
that's
about
what
you?
we should do. Oh, yeah, probably Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably easily watch that again.
All right.
That's what we should maybe do to gauge how good these. We'll compare them to the
Compare
last
them
one
to
we've
the
watched.
last one. Okay.
So next we'll have to compare 1408 to these two.
Okay.
That seems easy.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go. All right, we'll leave it there. Can't keep talking about the movie. That shit.
Oh, there's just... I say this so much, but like it's not even worth wasting my breath on it. It's just...
Yeah.
They had no purpose to the main story, so what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point? And
yeah.
When you cover your father's suicide in like 30 seconds and then never bring it up again...
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Great effort, guys. And when it's supposed to be all about the conversation about death, and if you have the decision, if you had to make the decision, they don't even touch on it. Okay, that's enough. Otherwise, I'm gonna get pissed off.
Yeah,
that's 2 down and 2 duds.
If I didn't have to spend so much money on it, I'd probably throw this out. Jesus Christ. God damn.
Well, I appreciate you spending the money because I'm glad we watched it.
Oh my God! Toby Hooper did a quote on the front of this. They must have ripped these quotes from somewhere else. They had to have. Scary, haunting, and surprisingly emotional. The best Stephen King movie ever. Fuck you. No, it didn't. Toby, buddy.
Right. We've got to go before Chris gets upset.
Buddy.
All right.
Toby.
Toby. All right. We'll see you next week, guys, for 1408.
Indeed.
Hopefully Chris is still alive after finding that out.
Oh, that's earth-shattering. We'll be back with something better.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
These are the most... we sound so depressed.
Yeah.
We sound like physically destroyed by these films.
Oh.
Rest in horror, guys.
Rest in horror, guys. Oh, man.